please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Larry Cohen.
Here.
Betsy Dennis.
Here.
Jennifer Edge. Excused. Tracy Camelot Everett. Here. Christine Galbo.
Here.
Frank Carno.
Here.
Georgia Patchen. Here. Bill Zoff.
Here.
Melissa Thompson. Here. Dr. Dorwood, would you review the fire exits?
Yes, we have 2 fire exits located in the rear of the LGI.
And would you like to introduce our workshop?
Yes, for our workshop today we have a opening of school report from our elementary principals. And just to foreshadow our next meeting, we'll be planning on having the middle school, high school principal, and pupil personnel services. So I didn't ask ahead of time, but who decided they wanted to go first?
Our time you sat closer to the aisles.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Very happy to have the students and their families, as well as the teachers and staff back at Sargent Elementary School. We did open up on Wednesday with 390 students, which is a progressive growth that we've had. 7 years when I started here, we were at about 347, maybe a little bit less as the numbers fluctuated in the beginning. Our classroom size on average is about 27 to 28 students. Our highest class is at 29 students right now. That's our second grade class. Something special to Sargent and as well as Glenham is that we both host the elementary program for special education. Currently, aside from having integrated in all grade levels except for first grade this year, we host a kindergarten, first grade self-contained, a 2-3 self-contained, a 4-5 self-contained, as well as a 3-5 therapeutic program for emotionally fragile children. As far as our opening day went, it's very nice that we have a bit of a groove going, just the consistency and stability within the building. So it was not only familiar to the adults, but the children as well. So we kind of picked up where we left off, which was great. We had our family visits for pre-K, which was a wonderful setting. We actually had some of the parents double up, so the students came back on today with a friend that they made in their classroom. Some of the upcoming dates to help promote the sense of community and the opportunity to support the students as a Sargent community. We have our PTO meeting on the 19th, which is 2 Thursdays from now. We would have had it sooner, but we have our Meet the Teachers night on the 12th. And we're going to be structuring that where the teachers will be sharing about the Common Core in the modules so that there's an explanation, overview, and also a sharing of resources for parents on how they can support this transition. Construction-wise, we've had improved Wi-Fi, wireless fidelity, cameras that have been installed throughout the summer and are still getting the finishing touches, as well as a key swipe, which is going to be a great asset so that those that are already cleared to come into the building are able to, on their own without being checked through the main office. And since we have the front and back of the building, they'll be able to access it from the rear parking lot as well. We have some new teaching assistants and aides that have joined us. We also, hopefully with the board's approval, will have a new ESL teacher that will be joining us as well. We're looking forward to having them all join our community. I do want to thank all the people that worked hard over the summer. They did a great job as far as planning and preparing for the academics and the needs of the children, but as well as getting the building ready so that it's a welcoming, safe environment. Our custodians did a phenomenal job just making improvements to the building. They painted areas that were just primered. They cleaned areas that needed to be freshened up. They took down some of the items that might have made the building look a little bit dated and less inviting to the children. And our PTO has been very consistently decorating our main entrance, which has been great. Just the splash of color, it just seems so much more welcoming, and the information that they have there. I think that's about it. So we're happy to have everybody back, and I'm looking forward to a great year.
Thank you.
everyone. I'm so happy to be here on behalf of J.B. Forrestal because we actually had a very smooth opening this year. We began with approximately 300 students. Over the course of the last couple of days, we lost about 8 students, so we're now at about 292 students. Our average class size is 21 students. Our highest enrollment number is in first grade, where we have 25 students in each class. We have one special education class, which is our Spectrum class. It's now on a bridge of grades 1, 2, and 3. Currently, we have 4 students in that class. Currently, we have 4 students in that class. Some things that are new to J.B. Forrestal this year is our Farm to School program. I think that's going to be a great experience for our students to actually have a farmer come visit the class as well as the opportunity to visit a farm. We also have the Chef in the Classroom program, and they actually came to present to the staff today. Each month, a class will be learning about a vegetable and having an opportunity to make the vegetable in the class. Some of the vegetables that will be available are kale, butternut squash, beets, carrots, and other yummy vegetables. We also will have a gardening program this year as well. We began the program as a pilot last year with our kindergarten class, and this year we will transition into first grade. So we will have 4 classes, 2 K classes, and 2 first grade classes participating in that program this year. Some of the upcoming dates on the calendar for us is the Meet the Teacher Night, which will take place on Thursday, September 12th. Scholastic Book Fair, which is taking place this week. And then also our PTSO meeting, which is scheduled for the 17th of September. Some of the new staff members we have, not new to the district but to our building, is the phys ed teacher. He comes from the high school, Scott Sepatelli. Allison Bybeck, our psychologist. And then moving forward, just looking at some of the work that was done in the building this summer. The work that was done actually gives our building a fresh new look. The floors look wonderful. And I would like to thank Mr. Sabelli for the work he did with his staff this year, because we were actually without some of our regular staff members, regular custodians, but the work that was done was tremendous. We've also had doors replaced in our multi-purpose room, our library, and in our gymnasium. We also had another set of doors installed, but unfortunately they had to take them down because they were put on the wrong way. The cameras, we have several cameras in the building now, which I think will be a great help and a deterrence to anyone who, has some, who's thinking the wrong way, I should say. And that's about it. I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to give my report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. You're going to hear a general theme between the 4 of us. What I want to point out is that the 4 elementary principals really work hard together in making sure that we have a lot of consistency amongst the buildings. So I think you're going to see a lot of common themes there. It's a great group to work with. Our current enrollment as of today is 489 students. Our kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade classes are pretty much at a good average class size. 4th and 5th grade run between 26, 27 kids. I have a K1 self-contained, 2-3 self-contained, and a 4-5 self-contained. At the present time, my 4-5 self-contained is at maximum at 15. Opening day, we do our GEMS, our PBIS assembly and kickoff, and we practice attendance, homework, lunchroom behavior, recess behavior, dismissal behavior. I have to tell you, this is my 10th year, and it was the most fabulous, easygoing first day and the longest time, although they were all good, but this year was great. I want to thank Ron Mackey and the transportation They were there for us while we practiced appropriate bus behavior and safety, and we did all of our 489 students did a bus drill. Our PTO will be conducting a meet and greet on September 20th, and this Thursday we have our Meet the Teacher night. We also did a meet and greet amongst all 4 of the elementary buildings where our kindergarten students were able to come in prior to school starting, and we've been doing that for the past couple of years. And what we see is that students really come in the next day, minimal tears, really no tears, well adjusted to come in. So it's a great practice that we'll continue to do. The only new construction this year at Glenham was the installation of the cameras. I want to thank the Fishkill Police Department for their continued presence and support in the building. We are planning a school-wide evacuation. We did one in the spring. We are doing one at the end of the month with Slater Fire Company, Beacon Police, the supervisor of the Mountain View Apartments, and Ron Mackey. We're actually going to use the exits through the Mountain View apartment. The supervisor at Mountain View has been working with myself and Mr. Mackey looking exactly where the routes are, and he's opened up another area for us. Hudson Valley Seed will be coming in, and they will be working with 3 teachers. We're going to start off that program this year, 1 teacher in kindergarten, 1 in first, and 1 in second grade. And today we started our very first fire drill and did pretty good. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. The bulk of my conversation is going to be on the construction at South Avenue. We opened the doors at 396 students this year. I average about 22 students per class, but that's 3 sections per grade level. And my highest class right now are 5th grade. We only have 2 sections, and that's about 27, 28 respectively. Opening day, I have to concur with my colleagues, was extremely smooth. The students came in ready to learn. They're a little tired on day 3, but they came in the first day ready to learn. As well, we did the pre-K visits in our school, and the pre-K students came in with a buddy that they had met the week before. We didn't have 1 tear. The same we did with the kindergarten, the meet and greet the night before school opened, and every single one of them came in ready to go. We also like to thank Mr. Ron Mackey and his staff for a very, very smooth opening with transportation this year. I don't know how they keep up with all those change of enrollments on the buses, but I have to tell you it was very, very smooth this year. We're very appreciative of our end. We continue to open with our second year in doing the dismissal procedures at our building. We sign out over 200 students every day, and we check every ID of the adults that come into the building. So the first 2 weeks it takes a while to get used to, and making sure that everybody understands the expectations of our new families. But we've had a lot of support from all the families, and that's been running very well. We also do the Hudson Valley Seed. We're piloting it in a classroom this year, and we piloted the chef in a classroom last year, and we're looking forward to that again. We have our back to school night on Thursday, September 19th, where the families are going to come and they're going to meet their teacher and get to know the classroom routines and the curriculum. New construction. We had a lot done at South Avenue that I'm very grateful for. We no longer have carpet throughout our entire building. We had tile put in throughout the first floor and the second floor, with the exception of the library. This was a huge, huge undertaking because on top of that, they were also doing abatement at the same time. We also got new classroom doors, which they're still doing the finishing touches on that. We also had updated cameras throughout the entire building and the perimeter of the building, and a keypad swipe system. We had all of our flooring re-stripped and waxed, including the cafeteria and the gym floor. We had lots of areas that were painted, including the front of our building. And in order to open this all on time, we had lots of help from within the district. Mr. Savelli allowed custodial staff from all over the district to come and support to make sure that the teachers were helped with unpacking over 200 boxes per classroom. Computers had to be reinstalled. The boxes had to be removed from the building. We had over 600 boxes that had to be out before the first day of school. So we definitely special thanks to Mr. Sabelli and Mr. Fasheen and both their staffs for helping make this happen. I was nominated to talk about the Common Core between the 4 elementary schools. So what I'm going to do is share what we're doing in all 4 buildings. We worked really hard in the summer, the 4 of us, trying to make sure that we were on the same page and that we were sending the same message. We wanted to make sure that we had a plan in place and that all of our students were going to get the best instruction possible. So we've been starting on Monday, we're launching in all 4 buildings the math modules on September 16th, and the ELA will be launched on the 23rd. These dates allow for the materials that were ordered to come in and to allow for further collaboration with all of our grade level and district level grade teams. This allows the educators time to assess the students more accurately and to establish classroom routines and procedures and develop a community of learners before we jump right into the curriculum. As a part of launching the Common Core, systematically Mr. Fasheen ordered tablets for every teacher to serve as almost as their curriculum guides for the math and ELA. We are anxiously awaiting our math manipulatives and the ELA texts and programs in order to aid the rollout of this new curriculum district-wide. So we thank all of you for all your support with that, and we look forward to having a wonderful 2013-2014 school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
So later on in the board meeting, I would have my superintendent's report, and I intended to make the comment at that point in time, but I think since we have the administrators here with us now, I'd rather take it at this point. And then when we get to the superintendent's report, I'll tell you that I already said it. So I really think that everybody deserves a lot of credit for getting us off to what I consider to be a successful start. But in particular, I know the administrators have a lot of work to do throughout the summer with the change in administration and with our decision to implement the Common Core. So I think they deserve a lot of credit for that. But also I think I toured all of the buildings about a week and a half before the opening of school, and then we had the opportunity to go out for the first day of school. And I think the administrators and all the employees deserve a lot of credit. But I would echo what you said previously, that Mr. Sabelli and all the maintenance and operation workers deserve a lot of credit, because not only did they do an awful lot of work throughout the summer, but even in the week and a half right before school opened, there was still a pretty dramatic change by the time we got to opening day. So thank you to you, and thank you to all the employees.
Thank you. Did anyone have any questions for our presenters? Okay. We have a motion for executive session.
Motion to adjourn to executive session to review the employment history of a particular individual.
Second. Comments or questions?